ஜோஹோ கார்ப்பரேஷனுடைய முதன்மை செயல் அலுவலர் திருமிகு ஸ்ரீதர் வேம்பு அவர்களை அன்போடு மேடைக்கு அழைக்கிறோம்.
Padma Shri Sridhar Vembu, founder and CEO of Zoho Corporation. He is an Indian businessman who ranked 48 on the 2022 Forbes India's richest list, with a net worth of $3.8 billion. Ernst & Young awarded the Entrepreneur of the Year award to Sridhar Vembu in 2019. In 2021, Sridhar Vembu was appointed to the National Security Advisory Board, from where he advises the government on matters of national importance. Sridhar Vembu is an IIT Chennai alumnus, and he completed his MS and PhD degrees from Princeton University. After completing his education, he joined Qualcomm as a wireless engineer in San Diego, California. Sridhar Vembu with his two brothers and three friends founded AdventNet in the year 1996. The company was renamed as Zoho Corporation in 2009, focuses on providing SaaS support to customer relationship management services. He is credited with taking software development works to India's rural areas from urban centers. Under his leadership, Zoho presently runs about 30 offices in Tier 2 towns. We are proud to welcome Padma Shri Sridhar Vembu to the Global Tamil Startup Investors Summit.
Thank you. நன்றி. எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். இது இன்னைக்கு தான் கார்த்தால தான் தென்காசிலேருந்து வந்தேங்க இந்த ஈவெண்ட்டுக்காக ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்காக. என்னோட முழு வாழ்க்கையும் இப்போ வந்து இதெல்லாம் எப்படி ரூரல் ஏரியாஸுக்கு எடுத்துகிட்டு போகிறது அப்படின்னு இப்போது அதில் தான் இப்போ முழுக்கவே ஈடுபாட்டோடு ஒர்க் பண்ணிகிட்ருக்கோம். அண்ட் திஸ் இஸ் அகெயின் அ ரீலான்ச் ஆஃப் ஜோஹோ இன் அ வே, பிகாஸ் என்ன பண்ணுறோன்னா இப்போ இந்த நெக்ஸ்ட் 5 yearsல த கேரக்டர் ஆஃப் த கம்பெனி வில் பிகம் எட் அகெயின் இட் வில் ரீஇன்வென்ட். அதாவது வி ஆர் அட் வாட் இப்போ 12,000 பேர் இருக்கிறது, 25,000 பேர் ஆகும் இன்னொரு 5 yearsல. அப்போது மெஜாரிட்டி வில் பி இன் த ரூரல் ஏரியாஸாக இருக்கும். தட் இஸ் த க்ரோத் பேட்டர்ன். ஸோ வி ஆர் இப்போ அதை வந்து இப்போ தான் அதுக்கு சீட் பண்ணிகிட்டே வரோம். இப்போ தென்காசிலே இப்போது 750 பேர், அங்கே திருநெல்வேலியில் ஒரு 50 பேர், அங்கே மதுரையில் ஒரு 50-60 பேர், அந்த மாதிரி இப்போது எல்லா இடத்துலையும் இப்போது ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டோம் நிறையா. பட் இதுக்கெல்லாம் இந்த ஃபவுண்டேஷன் அண்ட் த இன்வெஸ்டர் சம்மிட், த இன்வெஸ்டர்ஸ் ஷுட் நோ all of that is coming because of talent. I'm going to narrate you a personal story. I am working on a particular technology project myself. Most of the time, என்னோட own time is spent on it. I'm building a language, I'm building a compiler, all of that. It's a crazy project. Most people shouldn't be attempting it. But you don't go and build a new language, right? It's not as though there is not enough programming languages in the world. But you have to do crazy things too sometime in life. So go sit in a village and build a compiler. But the critical talent, the most important talent, is actually all the 4 or 5 people who work with me closely. 2 of them actually are below the age of 22. And one of them is 20. He is from a town called Surandai. He went to a Tamil medium school. He came direct to Zoho schools of learning. 17 வயசில் Zoho schools வந்து இன்னைக்கு he is actually building a compiler with me. Very critical talent actually. This kind of talent we can find. Surandai வந்து ஒரு town most of you may not have heard of. It's near Tenkasi. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு டவுனில் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு டேலண்ட் இருக்குது. தமிழ்நாடு முழுக்க இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு 5,000 டவுன் இருக்கும். எவ்வளோ டேலண்ட் இருக்குன்னு பார்த்துக்குங்க. அப்போ இது தமிழ்நாட்டில் மட்டும். இந்தியா முழுக்க இந்த மாதிரி 75,000 டவுன், 1,00,000 டவுன் இருக்கும். அந்த மாதிரி அவ்வளோ டேலண்ட் இருக்குது. ஸோ this is what will take us from the 3 trillion to 30 trillion GDP. If we take this talent and nurture it, that is the path. This I figured out early on. 25 years ago, I figured out why we can build products is, you go to Qualcomm, 30-40% of the engineers are Indian. So you go to Google, what 40% of engineers are Indian now. Microsoft, the same. Then why can't we build it here? Why is it special that we have to go abroad? So that is and I'm finding the talent. So my theory then is valid. That is 20 years down, இப்போ வந்து அவ்வளோ talent இருக்கு. I'm finding the talent. The key is we have to be there on the ground. So that is why I moved myself. That there's no point in remotely managing this. We have to be on the ground. Quality of life is actually pretty good. No, people think somehow you make big sacrifices. Actually, I love it. I didn't go there because I'm sacrificing anything. I love the daily life. So that is why I'm there. I've been there 3 years now and I'm going strong. My parents are here in Chennai, but they asked me, why don't you visit often? I said, you come stay with me. I'm not coming here. So I'm deeply rooted there now. Deeply rooted. I have to go back for Pongal. We have big festivals. எங்க ஊர்ல இப்போ நிறைய ஏற்பாடு பண்ணியிருக்கோம், பெரிய கோலாகலமான விழா. ஸோ and you know the ambience. But இதில் என்ன critical, now we are well connected. My fiber optic connectivity is 300 megabit per second, which is better than what I had in Pleasanton, California. Not even our office in Pleasanton, you know that in Silicon Valley, right? I did not have 300 megabit per second in Pleasanton. I was lucky to do 50 megabit per second, 100, for which you pay $250 a month. Here I'm paying what, 1,500, 2,000 rupees, I'm getting 300 megabit per second. And I have, I splurged and I get 2 fiber optic connection. I have dual SIM on my phone. So what more connection do you need, right? So that is the reality today, right? And this is throughout much of India, all over. Any remote, mine is a very remote village. Nearest town is Tenkasi, which is about 30 kilometers. That's where the nearest hospital is for us, 30 kilometers, 25 kilometers. The big city will be Tirunelveli, which is about 45, 50 kilometers. So, but even there I get 300 megabit per second. And even there we are finding talent. Actually, from my school this year, we have 150 kids. And the high school part of it, we are going to NIOS system, which is the open schooling system we have adopted. We think about 1 or 2 students will come into Zoho schools this year. Or they'll graduate, finish the high school, and they'll come to Zoho school. So, in this remote village, if we did not start that school, those kids would not have been found. And this is one village, and there are 6 lakh villages in India like this. Exactly like this, 6 lakh villages. So, if I'm finding 1 or 2 people a year to come into Zoho from this village, then imagine how much talent is there in all of these. And these are kids that I didn't even serve from the beginning. These were already 10th class முடிச்சிட்டு வந்தாங்க ஸ்கூலுக்கு. ஸோ இன்னும் early start, head start கொடுத்தோம்னா இன்னும் நிறைய talent கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம். ஸோ அதே மாதிரி we have started a workshop now for manufacturing there, because I find a lot of talent. See, agriculture doesn't pay. That's one thing that is true now, is agriculture does not pay. Mostly, and value addition is poor, all of that. So we have to start these projects in rural areas. Land is cheap, plenty of people are available. So, and the infrastructure is getting better. In the last mile roads we have challenges, but the fiber optic connectivity is excellent, the wireless is there. And if you go with the mindset, I will train the talent, we can do this. In fact, I challenge now, people come from the US to see me, and there are people who come and stayed 1 or 2 days with me there. One of my classmates actually moved back. He resigned his job and he closed up shop and he moved back to India after that. After spending a couple of days, he said, okay, I'm sold. So he came back. So actually, in other words, as they say in Silicon Valley, right, everything is an inflection point. We are at an inflection point where all these places are going to boom in the next 20 years. And because the cost of living and the quality of talent and what you can train, all of this is incredible. There is going to be, India will probably produce the world's first, $500 billion company. I'm going to make a wild guess now. Right? Why I'll make that guess is because we have so much talent. And just putting the talent to work is the wealth, that's all. That's all I've done. All I do is take the talent and apply it to difficult problems. Compiler design, database, and SaaS infrastructure projects, and figuring out the video, voice, all of that. All of the talent is coming from our AI talent is coming from Thuthukudi. So that would have gone to Silicon Valley before, but by creating those projects, talent stays here. You create an ambitious project, the talent will stay, and then more talent will accumulate, some talent will come back. That's the logic here. So you first start the project, then you stick with it. In fact, when I started building the compiler, even I didn't know how to build a compiler. So I started learning myself. But I'm still, you can see in my phone, 15 articles about it. So that's my hobby now. I've been reading up, soaking up all the compiler, memory management, all of the low-level details of code. That's what I spent last night while traveling, 2 hours. But if you have that, then you can train engineers, and then they get into it. That's the approach we have taken throughout. Tamil Nadu vandu 1 trillion economy is easy in my opinion. Easy. This is not a difficult goal. No. With our population, we should be a 2 or 3 trillion economy. And in fact, this is I'll give you our own example. Zoho Corp now has the highest productivity value added per person in India, per employee in India now. One of the highest. You see all the Forbes and all that is coming from how much value we are able to add per employee. And even at our high level of value addition in India, we still have a gap with Microsoft and others. So we still have a long, another 10x, 5x we can do from where we are today. And that's why we are investing in R&D. We are filing patents. We have about 50 patents now. In the last 5 years, we have filed. So it is all possible from here. All of it is done from here. We have a very large patenting team now, and we are expanding that. And we are doing semiconductor design. We actually have a mechanical engineering team now, believe it or not. So a lot of areas we are doing hardcore R&D. And we are also funding other startups with deep R&D. So the only thing I'm interested in personally is, if you are not working on some deep technology, I'm not interested. Because I won't be able to focus on it. So I want to see some very deep technology, ambitious technology, whether it's MRI machine, and whether it's figuring out advanced LTE, 5G, all robotics. We have a startup in Thiruvananthapuram that's working in robotics. So all of these, this is what we are funding, and there's all this talent pouring out, ambitious talent in remote villages. You can find now. I have 2 security guards who have gone to Polytechnic. They are in my personal security detail. And so I have conversation with them now. One of them is going to be taken out of security guard duty and put in an engineering project soon. Simply. Because I found that he has talent, so why should I waste him? I said, I'll hire other security guard, you go and work in engineering, I told him. And the other person, yesterday I found out that he has a diploma in, I didn't know before. Tomorrow, Carla Bomoda, I'll be talking to him, and I found out that he has a diploma and he has done some engineering projects. So I said, then why are you a security guard? He said, I wanted to return to the village. There are no other jobs here. And I said, okay, then we'll create some project. So that is again talent. See, there's all this talent. You go to a Kadayam. Kadayam is our neighboring town. Okay, this shirt is bought in Kadayam. You go to I'll strike up a conversation with the sales lady there. She will have a BA degree, BCom degree. This is the only job she can find. This talent, if we had transported it to Silicon Valley, she would be doing something much, much, much more. She has the talent. There was no opportunity there. Bridging that gap is what investors should be doing. That is all there is. There's all this talent. That person shouldn't be in that shop selling shirts. She has a much more she can do. Actually, she has the talent. Somebody should be investing in this. So we are doing a lot of this. That is all we are doing right now. Going and identifying talent. We are just one company. We only have about 12,000 employees. I see the next 5-10 years we could be 25,000. But still that leaves another 3 million, 5 million, 30 million people to be hired. So that's where all this investment needs to happen. It needs to happen within our state. I also will advise you to branch out, because I see Maharashtra, I go to UP, everywhere I find this talent. I go to a remote village in UP and there are hungry people waiting for an opportunity. So again, branch out. Think of this as your playground. There is so much to do. So with that, I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Nandri. Vanakkam.
நன்றி திரு ஸ்ரீதர் வேம்பு சார். திரு பாலச்சந்திரன் அவர்களையும் திரு சரத்கார்த்திக் அவர்களையும் ஸ்ரீதர் வேம்பு அவர்களுக்கு மரியாதை செய்ய வருமாறு அன்போடு அழைக்கிறோம்.
நன்றி. தொடர்ந்து பெண்கள் தொழில்முனைவு குறித்த கலந்துரையாடல் அரங்கு